They call it the golden age of travel. But in 2025, the road is littered with lemons.
R-vee retailer new unit sales jumped 57% last year compared to 2019.
You're about to see the list manufacturers wish you never found. Across the country, buyers are discovering that their brand new trailers are already failing inspection. The same brands praised in ads are the ones experts are quietly warning against. And once you sign, there's no turning back. Which models made the blacklist? How deep does the design failure go? And is your R-vee already one of them? Watch to the end, because knowing this list might save you thousands before the next camping season starts. Number 11. Dutchmen Coleman Lantern. It shines on the lot like a promise. Bright decals, warm lights, and that whisper of freedom. But step inside after one season, and you'll learn what countless buyers already have. The Dutchmen Coleman Lantern burns fast and burns out faster. The story begins the same way for many buyers. A dealership weekend, a friendly handshake, and a price tag that whispers affordable freedom. What follows too often is a slow-motion unraveling. Reports describe soft floors appearing within months, walls that warp after a single season of mild rain, and slide-out frames that groan under normal use. The structure flexes, the seals surrender, and water finds its way in, quietly, relentlessly, fatally. Once moisture reaches the subfloor, the lantern's lightweight promise collapses into heavy-duty repair bills. Inside, drawers detach from guides, laminate peels like wet paper, and cabinet screws back themselves out from vibration. Every highway mile shakes another weakness loose. Owners tell of heater blowouts, light flicker, and converters that failed just after warranty expiration. Each fix nibbling away at the very savings that made this model appealing. Service support often compounds the frustration. Calls stretch into weeks. Replacement parts ship late or not at all. By the time help arrives, mold or rot has already claimed the corners. So when a salesperson says budget-friendly, remember this: because the Coleman Lantern teaches a hard lesson, the cheapest path to adventure can lead straight into debt. And if you think that's as bad as it gets, buckle up. The next one takes heavy duty and turns it into heavy regret. Number 10. Forest River XLR. Adventure has a sound, engines, dirt, adrenaline. This trailer sells that fantasy, but what owners get instead is the sound of leaks dripping through seams. Beneath the hype sits the Forest River XLR, a toy hauler that can't carry its own reputation. Yet behind the glossy panels and showroom lighting, experts say it hides one of the costliest disappointments in the current travel trailer market. The design whispers adventure, but the structure tells another story. Owners describe issues emerging almost immediately after purchase. Slide-outs that fail to seal, roofs that leak under light rainfall, and aluminum framing that flexes where strength should stand firm. What begins as a weekend getaway quickly becomes a checklist of repairs. Moisture seeps through seams, swelling wood and feeding mold before the first warranty cycle even ends. Inside, the modern cabinetry that photographs so well in brochures begins to loosen, warp, and splinter. Each bump on the highway reveals another shortcut buried beneath the shine. Electrical systems add their own chaos, circuit breakers that trip without cause, lights flickering in rhythm with every appliance, and power surges that silently destroy onboard electronics. Even the axles, advertised as heavy-duty, often fall short when fully loaded, creating instability and uneven tire wear. Warranty support rarely brings relief. Many owners pay out of pocket, exhausted by waiting for calls that never come. The Forest River XLR proves that strength is not a slogan, it's a standard, and when that standard collapses, the cost follows fast. After that kind of breakdown, you'd hope the next design learned its lesson. But what comes next proves that some mistakes just get thinner, not smarter. If you've spotted an issue in your own rig or have a model horror story, drop it in the comments below. And if this helps, hit like, it fuels the truth. Number 9. Keystone Bullet. Lightweight can mean freedom or fragility. Many families learn the difference only after the first storm. Hidden behind the sleek shell of the Keystone Bullet is a trailer built to save pounds, not problems. But when experts peeled back the walls, they found a truth that weighs far more than the trailer itself. Owners praise the easy pull and sharp styling, yet frustration hits fast. The problem starts where air and water meet. Poor sealant around roof joints and slide-outs allows rain to slip inside like a thief. What begins as a soft bubble on the floor soon becomes spreading delamination and hidden rot. Even careful maintenance cannot outpace the factory shortcuts baked into its build. Temperature control is another silent enemy. Thin insulation leaves summer air conditioners gasping and winter furnaces roaring nonstop. Families describe nights that swing from freezing to sweltering, depending on which side of the trailer you sleep. Meanwhile, the lightweight suspension sacrifices stability. Crosswinds tug the frame, and budget tires add another layer of anxiety on long interstate runs. Inside, fixtures reveal how the Bullet trims weight. Hollow cabinetry, weak drawer slides, and wall panels that flex like cardboard. Every rattle on the road reminds you where the savings came from. And when owners turn to warranty service, they often find delays longer than the miles they hope to travel. The Keystone Bullet proves one lesson. When a builder shaves pounds, durability is often the first thing cut. If that one left you second-guessing modern builds, the next proves even a famous name can't outrun cutting corners. Number 8. Starcraft Autumn Ridge. It wears nostalgia like armor, the kind of name that feels safe, like camping with your grandparents. Yet for modern owners, the Starcraft Autumn Ridge has become a quiet disappointment, where history bows to cost-cutting. Experts warn that this once-trusted model now represents how nostalgia can hide neglect. The trouble starts above your head. Owners report roof panels sagging within their first seasons of use, materials too thin, bracing too light, and sealing too careless. Heavy rain or a modest snow load transforms that roofline into a soft, bending curve. The first sign of water intrusion waiting to happen. Once the barrier breaks, moisture seeps down walls and into framing, turning small leaks into structural rot. Inside, the shortcuts multiply. Cabinet doors detach from weak hinges. Drawer tracks twist off alignment. Light fixtures dim and flicker, like the system itself is uncertain it wants to work. Every loose screw tells the same story, a trailer assembled for the showroom, not for the miles ahead. And then there's the tow. Owners describe unstable balance and underbuilt tongue jacks that fail after a handful of trips, creating hazards that no weekend traveler should face. Warranty help? Sparse. Response times stretch longer than the open road. The Starcraft Autumn Ridge isn't just an aging design, it's a reminder that history cannot substitute for quality control. You'd think history would protect a classic. Instead, it shows how nostalgia can hide neglect. And the hits keep coming. Number 7. Coachman Catalina. On paper, it's everything a new camper hopes for: space, comfort, and a friendly price tag. In reality, the Coachman Catalina proves that starter trailer can also mean starter of headaches. What was once marketed as the perfect starter trailer has become a masterclass in false economy. The first weakness appears in the slides. Those expanding sections that should glide smoothly soon begin to sag, misalign, and leak. Water sneaks in through small gaps, soaking flooring and staining corners. A trailer designed to open up your living space ends up opening doors to constant repairs. When rain falls, the Catalina groans, not from weather, but from wear. Inside, the quality tells its own story. Cabinet hinges loosen, drawers slip off their tracks. Thin wall panels buckle after mild temperature swings. Even basic fixtures, from light switches to water fittings, fail faster than they should. Each trip adds another squeak, another rattle, another reminder that price tags do not equal performance. And while the sticker might look forgiving, the hidden costs multiply quickly. Owners talk of warranty claims denied, replacement parts delayed, and service calls that stretch from weeks into months. The Coachman Catalina teaches one bitter truth: affordable can cost you everything later. We've seen soft slides and leaky seams. Now get ready for a trailer so light, it barely holds itself together. Number 6. Gulfstream Ameri-Lite. Sometimes lightweight sounds like progress. Easier towing, less fuel, more adventure. But peel back the panels of the Gulfstream Ameri-Lite and you'll find a trailer so light it can barely hold its shape against a strong wind. What buyers believe is a simple path into the RV lifestyle often turns into an education in what entry-level truly means. The construction tells the story before the first mile. Walls so thin you can hear conversations outside. Roof membranes that ripple in the wind. Insulation so poor it can turn a crisp morning into a refrigerator and a sunny afternoon into an oven. The Ameri-Lite's lightweight comes from omission, missing bracing, missing barriers, missing durability. And once moisture finds a way in, the damage spreads fast. Roof cracks lead to soft ceilings. Floor panels swell and crumble beneath your feet. Owners discover mold blooming behind panels before the second season even starts. On the road, the weaknesses multiply. Undersized axles strain against the trailer's own length, and budget tires lose tread before the first long trip is finished. Every pothole rattles the frame like an alarm bell. Even inside, cabinet doors shake loose, and drawer tracks bend under minimal use. The Gulfstream Ameri-Lite proves one harsh rule. When manufacturers cut pounds, they often carve out peace of mind. Too light to last? Then brace yourself. The next one tries to play premium, but ends up proving that looks can lie. Number 5. Heartland Mallard. There's something magnetic about its look. Clean lines, subtle luxury, and the illusion of durability. Yet for owners, the Heartland Mallard becomes a masterclass in mid-range disappointment. Yet owners quickly discover that beneath the modern glow lies a design stretched too thin to keep its promises. The first warning sign comes from the slides. Electric motors jam or quit altogether, trapping families mid-setup. Owners find themselves crawling under frames with manual cranks just to close the walls. It is a humbling moment, realizing your weekend escape depends on hand-turning bolts in the dirt. And those breakdowns are rarely isolated. Cabinet faces warp within months. Trim peels and hinges pull away from soft backing wood. Every fix reveals another weak link, hidden until pressure exposes it. Climate control adds a final insult. Air conditioning units struggle to push cool air evenly, leaving bedrooms sweltering while the main cabin freezes. Thin insulation and lazy duct routing turn every season into a test of patience. When repairs pile up, customer service compounds the pain with delays and deflection. The Heartland Mallard is proof that mid-range does not mean middle ground. It sits between price tiers but falls short of both strength and support. The shine fades fast, and reliability fades faster. If mid-range promises still sound safe, don't relax yet. The next so-called all-season setup can't even survive one. Number 4. Palomino Puma. Every brochure calls it four-season ready. Every owner calls that line a myth. The Palomino Puma claims all-weather toughness, but real-world rain, heat, and cold expose the truth faster than any test track. It promises endurance, yet struggles to survive a single year of real weather. The first red flag is the insulation, or more accurately, the lack of it. Owners report cold floors in mild autumns and blistering heat through summer afternoons. Thin sidewalls, poorly packed ceilings, and unsealed ducts make temperature control nearly impossible. Furnaces and air conditioners run non-stop, fighting a battle they can never win. Inside, condensation builds, dripping down windows and walls until mold takes hold. And then the leaks arrive. Faulty caulking around slide-outs and roof seams turns rain into a relentless invader. Within months, soft flooring and bubbling linoleum appear, followed by swollen cabinetry and the unmistakable smell of rot. Water, once inside, spreads faster than most realize, and by the time it's visible, repair costs often rival the trailer's entire value. Even the electrical systems seem allergic to longevity. Breakers trip without cause. Outlets die in clusters. Lighting flickers like a failing heartbeat, and when owners reach out for help, warranty responses crawl at a snail's pace, leaving families stranded and frustrated. The Palomino Puma teaches an expensive lesson. Bold marketing cannot patch weak construction. Comfort starts with protection, and this trailer offers little of either. Next, corrosion creeps in where value once lived. Meet the Crossroads Zinger. From weak insulation to full-blown corrosion, this next one reminds us that sometimes value is just another word for shortcut. Number 3. Crossroads Zinger. They say it delivers big value at a small price. The catch? It also delivers big repairs at that same price. The Crossroads Zinger lures families in with budget charm, then rusts that charm away piece by piece. But experts warn, the real cost of this trailer shows up after the first storm, the first rust stain, and the first repair quote that should never have existed. Its weakest link lies in the seals. The Zinger's slide-out gaskets are notorious for cracking, shrinking, and peeling away far sooner than they should. Once that happens, every rain shower becomes a stress test. Water seeps in behind trim, under flooring, and into insulation, feeding silent mold colonies that ruin more than just weekends. Owners describe discovering soft floors after only one season, with repair bills climbing into the thousands. Corrosion soon joins the list. Entry steps and undercarriage beams show orange rust within months. Stabilizer jacks pit and flake like metal left at sea. It is a visual reminder that corners were cut deep. Not just in the parts you see, but in the ones that hold everything together. Inside, it feels familiar. Cheap hardware, particle board cabinets swelling from humidity, and laminate floors that bubble like trapped air beneath plastic. The Zinger's slogan should read, "Buy it twice," once at the dealership and again in repairs. Even the warranty drags its feet, denying claims on technicalities that leave owners stranded. The Crossroads Zinger proves that low cost and long life rarely share the same sentence. You might think legacy brings reliability, but what follows shows that even the biggest names can crack under pressure. Number 2. Jayco JAY FEATHER. Legacy is heavy. For decades, this brand carried it proudly, until the weight of expectation began to crack the walls. The Jayco JAY FEATHER shows how even trusted names can stumble when reputation moves faster than reality. The model still looks elegant on the lot, smooth fiberglass, bright interiors, and the illusion of legacy. Yet owners say the moment rain falls, the legend begins to unravel. The most feared flaw is delamination. Water seeps behind the fiberglass skin, bubbles rise beneath the surface, and the outer shell begins to peel away like damp wallpaper. It starts small, a faint ripple near a window, but spreads silently across entire panels. By the time the damage appears, moisture has already eaten into the frame beneath. What should have been a repair turns into reconstruction. Inside, things fare no better. Faucet seals fail, undersink fittings leak, trim separates where walls flex. Even minor temperature changes reveal how thin the materials truly are. The JAY FEATHER feels refined until you live inside it. Then every creak and sag reminds you that lightweight has a hidden price. Customer service, once Jayco's proud advantage, has grown sluggish and defensive. Warranty claims stall, and owners often foot the bill for factory flaws. The Jayco JAY FEATHER stands as proof that even the most trusted names can forget what built their legacy. Consistency, not cosmetics. We've seen budget models crumble and classics collapse. Now, the countdown ends with a name that should have known better, but built a disaster instead. Number 1. Thor Freedom Elite. Prestige can be blinding. Company known for high-end rigs releases a smaller coach. Buyers rush in expecting greatness. But the Thor Freedom Elite has become a case study in how luxury, when rushed, turns into liability. Experts now rank it among the most disappointing Class C units of 2025, a symbol of how speed in production can outrun quality itself. The failure begins with motion. Owners report slide-out motors burning out after only a few cycles, leaving rooms jammed half open in campsites and driveways. Some spend entire weekends manually cranking heavy walls back into place, praying the mechanism holds for the drive home. Structural steel underneath tells the same story. Frames corrode within months, with protective coatings so thin they barely survive one winter. Look beneath the chassis, and the rust blooms like disease across supports and jacks that should last for decades. Inside, the illusion fades faster. Cabinet veneers peel, trim gaps widen, walls separate where poor bonding meets vibration. Even name-brand appliances fall victim to hasty installation. Loose wiring, misaligned vents, screws left rattling under the sink. Owners expect refinement at this price, not repairs before the first 1,000 miles. Customer service feels distant, offering apologies instead of action. Warranty battles drag on while families lose entire seasons waiting for parts. The Thor Freedom Elite proves a harsh truth. Prestige cannot protect against shortcuts. Freedom means nothing when the foundation fails beneath it. And with that final entry, the countdown ends. But the lessons for smart buyers have only just begun. Before you hit the road, remember, knowledge is your best protection. Don't just buy a dream, defend it. Share this video, warn a friend, and stay smart. Safe travels, smarter choices ahead.